Are you ready, kids?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Subject High, the only podcast on the internet with the guests who do in 2022. I am your host for this episode and all episodes, Hookaloof, 25, a bear, and stepping one foot in front of the other into February, we are here with a new episode featuring AfraArt. Did I say that right?
It's actually AfraArt.
AfraArt, okay.
Yeah, people tend to... I don't know why, though. I don't know. I guess
I was just my initial
I guess it's
assumption.
I don't know. Maybe people just don't want you to think it's like related to rap, but really, I just like the name Afra.
Well, welcome, Afra. How are you doing today?
Quite a boring day. Yeah, it's a decent start, better than most days.
So, you, for those who are not aware, are an artist, but they could probably guess from the fact that I usually have artists on this show, and a dang good one at that. At least I think so. Anyway.
I'm surprised that I'm talented.
I think you're incredibly talented. And you certainly draw a lot of unique subjects and subject matters. I have not seen someone cover as many different sort of source materials as you do. I'm very impressed.
Oh. Huh. I'll be honest, I didn't... Huh. I guess
It's a good thing.
I guess so. Like, I like to just jump to like one property to another. I prefer just like I don't know. I don't know.
I think that is totally 100% fair.
I got a very low attention span.
That's an incredibly useful thing for art.
Pretty much. I guess.
But why don't you let me know, how did you first get your start doing drawings and such?
Well, if you're gonna go with that vague question, I luckily have a very complex answer to that. Back then, when I was younger, I remember going to, I think it was probably one of my older siblings' friend's house, essentially, and I don't recall what exactly we were doing. I just recall just hanging around, going around the house, and just doing whatever. But in one of the rooms, one of the telly was on, and I was like, "Oh, what's playing?" And it was, and right there, it was starting to play the Inspector Gadget movie. And I was like,
the live action one?
Okay. The one with what's his name? It's not Pierce Brosnan.
Matthew Broderick.
There we go, Matthew Broderick. But
yeah.
But essentially, what was starting was actually the intro, to be exact, like the CG bit, where it's just like trying to form like the G. And I was like, I don't know, like I just really liked that intro at the time. It was like, I really liked the sound of it. I really liked the visuals, and afterwards when we finally left, I think I only watched like half the movie. I was like, I want to hear that song again. And so, I just I think I then went on to YouTube or Google or whatever it was back at the time, and try to like find the origin. Mainly because I was still a stupid kid. I was like, how do I look for Inspector Gadget movie intro? Like, I don't know. I wasn't a good typer, so I was just diddly-daddling on like how to find it. What I did find was the original intro to the cartoon.
Okay.
And I was kind of weirdly enthralled by the cartoon. And, I don't know. I guess I was just simply enamored by Inspector Gadgets. Like, his literal gadgets, I mean.
Yeah.
And so I just...
That's neat.
Sorry,
I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's fine. But, simply, I just really liked how funny looking the gadgets were, and I just liked visually his appearance, and so I guess by then I just started like trying to draw how he looks right there. It was the start. That was the start of me drawing, but it wasn't the start of me like I want to be an artist. It was just literally just me drawing a character. Because afterwards, I was just thinking, I was just thinking, I want to be an inventor. Because at the time,
Did you follow through? Did you make anything?
no,
That's fair. I haven't made anything either.
oof. But essentially, I don't know. Essentially, like, back then, any parent would do is just try to encourage their kids to, like, oh, you're smart. Look at you. You're doing well in your school. You're doing great in math. And, I guess that was, like, the bit of me that was thinking, you're right. That means I'll be an inventor someday. And so I just made, like, a stupid little sketchbook, my inventor book or something. And I just have, like, pages by pages of me scribbling certain gadgets that I think will work, but in actuality they don't. It's just like me pointing out, like, oh, this is like the gizmo that will fund this thing, and this is the wires that works this thing, and each one just made less sense than the next. I guess
That's incredibly charming.
I guess so. But I guess at some point, I think it was probably the bit where I was starting to feel less and less confident at, like, school, likely. I feel like it's probably in language or whatever. I just realized I'm not smart enough to do this. And so I just kind of, like, fell off of that. But the thing is, I did like those drawings, and I just, like, thought to myself, I wouldn't mind being an artist in some way. But it was more so like I wouldn't mind being a cartoon character.
Okay.
And so from, the gadgets and whatever, I was like, I should draw myself as a robot. And that's where that came to be. And afterwards, I just kind of... It's still more of like a weird jump... Like, it's like a goose chase, technically, but it's like a jumping off point of, like, me wanting to be whatever still. Like, from that, I want to be, a showrunner, or, I want to make a cartoon. But then I jumped off to, like, wanting to make a movie. Wanting to make anime movies. Wanting to make movies in general. And as of now, I just want to be a filmmaker. But...
Okay.
But from all that, it did certainly linger to how I did came around to drawing. Which is just, weirdly enough, Matthew Broderick.
He's as inspirational as any Inspector Gadget could be. I don't know what my expectation for how you came to that was, but I did not expect that, but it is not a bad story by any means. In fact, I kind of love it.
It's something, I'll say that. Like,
it's incredibly unique.
And it's funny? Technically, Matthew Broderick is the voice of Simba.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah, adult Simba.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a character I'll potentially draw, but likely not.
I like that you don't close yourself off or, open yourself to anything with that statement. You may or you may not.
Yeah. Like, somebody's gonna, like, tell me about it, and it's like, I don't want to be rude, but I'll just, like, maybe in the future, soon. Ish. I don't know.
And the potential is there for anything.
Yes. And all you can say is, like, AfraArt has confirmed that he'll draw this in the next month or whatever. News report.
I am unsure of whether or not this is a thing that you do, but do you happen to have like a Patreon or anything where, like, folks can vote on what you draw, or is it all entirely just what you like to do at the time?
Well, I have friends and like, I don't know. They tell me about, like, you could do this for a living, or even more so, just, like, have, like, see if others will, like, pay you to do this. And it's like, I know people have asked for commissions, like, more than requests, actually, but it's more the case that I'm just always stuck in the pitfall, like, I don't want to make this into a job, I guess. I don't know. It's just a bit of a... I can, but I don't know. I'm just not sure. Maybe in the future, I guess. But
I think it's entirely legitimate to not necessarily want to turn your art into a career per se.
yeah, like I don't know. Like I'm surprised that I'm now. I don't know. I guess people say I have a unique art style, and I'm just like thinking, art style. Like I don't know. It's that always gets my mind. It's like, by art style, you mean like there's something out of my art that is noticeable? I don't know. I don't know what my trademark is besides like maybe the signature or whatever I put it. But I guess it's right. I guess people will see it off the eyes and think, yeah, that's something Avery would do.
I will say you have the uncanny ability to mimic different styles in an interesting way and change up parts of how you draw. That I would not say that there is one distinct feature that you have that is present in all art that you have made.
Really?
But I would say that your eyes are usually not a dead giveaway, but a really good indicator of what your art style is. I hope you don't mind, but I pulled up your gallery just to take a look at all the different things, and wowie zowie, you definitely have the ability to change style, so to say, on the fly. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, like I did mention, like I should have said when I started drawing. I started drawing, I think, like in the midst of elementary and in intermediate. I then started taking that more and more. Like, I'll draw during classes. I'll do that. Then in high school, I just draw on the side, and college, I still do it, but it's a bit more difficult. But once I'm on the computer, that's when I draw the most.
Do you prefer traditional to digital, or vice versa?
I used to do a lot of traditional, but now it's nearly digital. Like, I don't know. I used to be very polished when doing traditional stuff, but now it's like it's nowhere near. It's like I don't know. Like I used to like. I remember doing a lot of these like pastel pieces that like some people liked, and I was like, might do more of this. I still have the color book filled with them, but it's more the case that I just came to just appreciate digital more, and just like since having a screen tablet, I just kind of threw the sketchbook away.
I am much the same way. I definitely strongly prefer the digital to the traditional, but that's because I suck with a pencil and I like the undo button.
Honestly, it kind of makes me reminds me a bit of like Cyriac. You know him?
The name sounds familiar.
He's a YouTuber who does I think it was the Photoshop or Adobe. Essentially, he makes those very loopy and like I wouldn't say creepy, but they're at least very visually unique videos of like cats, cows, sheep.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I am familiar with his cow monstrosity video. I love that thing.
Cows and cows and cows.
Yeah.
I love.
Oh my god, I haven't thought about that forever.
Yeah, in a little like documentary on YouTube made by I don't recall the channel, but for some reason the channel is no longer existing. But I will say that it is a very interesting look into like how he makes his videos and where he is now. Like from the looks of it, he makes a lot of like music videos for other artists, which is very major, and even more so, he still does his usual like goofy and silly videos, the weird morphing and visually unique, dream-esque type of bonkers that we still love, that the internet is always weirded out by.
Yeah.
Like I don't know,
I have not.
Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I have not seen any of his recent work, but I'm sure that it's only gotten better.
I guess I was like, yeah, it certainly is a lot. Like I still love his videos just for how visually appealing, and I just really love the unique look and how like beautiful it can be whenever he's like not going for the more mind melding thing. But But in the documentary I mentioned, he mentioned that he used to do a lot of traditional, but once he realized that he could do a lot of these more detailed and, you know, unique visuals on the computer, he just like, well, screw it. I'm just gonna go with photos and make a lot more stuff like through that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If you got a new thing that you like doing, stick with it.
Indeed.
Yeah, that is an interesting place to draw inspiration from.
Yeah.
And a good one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pivot then slightly, just because you've mentioned someone who's sort of famous on the internet. But how did you sort of fall into the AfraArt? What's the word that I'm looking for? Brand. How did you come to be online as an artist? If you feel like sharing.
I don't know. Like, I didn't even realize that could be considered as a brand.
Maybe I used a strange wording there.
I don't know. Like, I certainly haven't copyrighted my name, but I don't know. Like, it is weird how I got into it. Like, I know I was like, well, in the case of Vor, I'll say I was infatuated by that online, certainly. Just incidentally, I think mostly on YouTube, where it's just like, it used to be just me like looking at like pregnant videos. Like, actually, no, wait. Do you know what was the name of that one website? Brain Pop? You know, with that orange robot?
Yes, I remember watching those when I was in school. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was like this one video I saw where they were talking about the pregnancy, the pregnancy of the thing. And it was like, huh, I don't know why I like that. And I kind of wanted to look more into it through YouTube. And through YouTube, of course, that kind of like led me to a wormhole, or what do you call it, a black hole?
Yeah. that feels correct. That feels appropriate.
Yeah. Mostly it's just me looking up like pregnancy time lapse, where it's just like, well, I want to like, you know, see how big it could be, but over time it's like, okay, now this is not satisfying. Like, they're not big enough. This is not. Why can it not be more implausible? Is that the right word?
Yeah. The what's the word?
Implausible?
Yeah. The you got desensitized.
Well, I guess so. But I guess I did start to get, like, when I discovered Vor, I think it was probably that one artist everybody knows. The one where I don't recall who they are. I just know that, you know, their animation's stiff.
the one with the circle tools?
Yes.
The name is also escaping me right now, but you know who you are. If you're listening to this, and if you are listening to this, please come on the show. I'd love to talk to you.
They're everybody. I feel like they're probably everybody's like backstory, no matter what.
At the time, it was super duper prolific. I think it's because they also, if I recall correctly, they also did like non-fetish animations on the same account, and those sometimes blew up.
Oh yeah.
Personally, I would not want to have a YouTube channel wherein I posted viral content and also fetish content.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind making a YouTube channel and uploading whatever on that, but I'll probably make a separate channel for fetishy stuff and try to make that more private. But
whatever you decide to do. There's certainly some people who are very public about it, and those accounts sometimes pop off.
Pop off? Oh, right.
Get very popular. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sorry, I shouldn't use the word pop in terms of fetish content, because that's a different thing.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, I've seen that, and it's like, that's a mixed bag. It's just, you know, don't make that too gruesome.
I can't say that I'm a super duper huge fan of it either myself, especially when it's too real.
Guess so. I'm just trying to think back. What was the part of the question before?
I have no idea. It feels like we fell down a. How did you get online?
Yeah. Of course, it's a bit of that, and then I found DeviantArt, and I think you already know a bunch of artists from that. No?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. My roommate Ruby Snoot was and is still on DeviantArt and reminisces about those days frequently.
Yeah. I recall. I don't know. Like, I like a lot of the stuff from back then. Some are like, I don't know. It's certainly like a. I guess like I don't want to go on nostalgia, but it's certainly the case of like, I seen some people from that time is like, man, I wonder what happened to them, and there's just others who are just like, huh, they're still around.
Yeah. I sort of miss that community, that sense of community from around that time.
Yeah. At this point, DA is certainly falling apart, especially from the recent update. Like,
what happened with that, if you don't mind me asking? Because I'm out of the loop.
they made the notifications like much more confusing. Like, I don't know. Like, you used to like be able to like delete them, but now it's like they're all stuck in the corner, and you're just like, I guess there's like a 30-day limit for them to finally disappear, and I just like, I don't know. I don't know how that functions still.
Bizarre.
Yeah. Either way, I am really slowly getting tired of DeviantArt or whatever. I'm just slowly just like, I don't know. Like a chance, I'll probably turn off comments on that channel.
Jeez.
I don't know. It's just a lot of dolts. Is that the right word?
Bad experiences?
No. Like, isn't that like a word used in Steven Universe? Dolt?
Claude.
Claude. Oh. But then what does dolt mean? What I thought dolt?
I think it's the same. I think it's a synonym.
Huh. Weird.
Do you have a lot of not so great comments on your DeviantArt versus your other outlets?
At this point, DeviantArt is just the worst of it. Like,
Really?
yeah. Like, I think one thing for some reason always comes to mind, which is essentially on DeviantArt, they have like a, what do you call it? You know, you can send like personal emails to each other, but for some reason they call it notes.
Yeah.
So yeah, if like
I vaguely remember that.
yeah, like honestly, if you started on DeviantArt, you would this podcast would have been called Re-Notes.
I believe it or not, I actually did. I had a DeviantArt account in middle school, but
Oh.
I didn't draw anything there, and I very, very quickly abandoned it after I realized that I was doing nothing of substance there.
Yeah. So essentially, I got like a bunch of like, technically I got some good and some bad. I actually like, for the bad, I'll say, I for some reason got this one weird note where it just asked me, "Hey, can you draw Bambi eating Thumper?" Or wait, no, who was it? No, wait. It was essentially like, it was more the case of like, can you draw Judy Hopps eating Bambi, Thumper, and some other guy, but they're all wearing latex suits. Like, essentially, I recall drawing like another piece of I think Judy with it like, essentially I just drew her with that suit mainly because I wasn't willing to draw her with a full suit.
Yeah.
And I guess they saw that as like, oh, so you're willing to draw other characters in that? It's like, no. But, you know, I didn't reply to that, technically, so I just simply deleted it.
That's fair.
I wish I kept it, but there's been weirder.
That's a buck wild request. I did not expect that in the slightest.
Indeed. But,
Well,
if I were to at least say another thing that I feel like it's at this point now kind of forgotten because I feel like the person put it away. But I was technically, I wouldn't say attacked, but I was essentially like dogpiled by this one YouTuber back then. Like, they're still around, but they've since deleted the video for some reason.
Okay.
Like,
Bizarre.
should I say them? Like,
feel free, and if you decide later that you'd like, I can cut this out.
it's Solar Sands.
Solar Sands?
Yeah, back then when they used to do like DeviantArt Cringe or whatever. You know, they just
Oh no.
yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that sucks.
Well, the thing is, I didn't realize it at the time. I just recall like, for some reason, like a specific like. Here's the funny thing. They were reviewing like they only reviewed like one picture of my gallery, but the thing is, at the time they made like a video where they were like where they were like a fan of like Zootopia, and they were into the ship Judy, like, what's the name? Nick Hops?
Yeah, that's the one.
And they saw the picture of Judy eating Nick.
Oh no.
And it's like, I think that was the one that gave them a bigger reaction in the entire in the bigger video. And so they
my
went
God.
out. They went out to that piece along with the other Judy pieces I made at the time, and it was like I didn't understand why people were going towards them. And I was just simply thinking, who's this other person? I'm not gonna bother looking into it. It just certainly just made me like confused until I finally saw the video. And was like, oh, huh. I guess I'm somewhat famous, I guess. And then they and then they deleted the video. I guess
That's probably for the best. Maybe
Yeah.
they felt bad.
Well, no, I never talked to them. It's more the case that, how can I say? They like, I don't know. They had a bunch of the YouTube cringe videos still, you know, the DeviantArt thing. But I think that
Yeah.
specific video was taken down. I'm not sure why. Probably some other person was complaining, but I'm not sure if it was because of me. Certainly, I don't think so. I never spoke up, and even more so, I didn't even realize it at the time. But it was like a weird case of me like going through comments and comments of like people trying to be, you know, edgy and, you know, trying to be smart aleck, but not really. They were just trying to like say, you know, why would this exist? This vor thing is such smut. Ill. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It certainly came to the point of just like, okay, I guess I'm not gonna draw these characters anymore. But at least at least looking back at it, it's funny to me that, that happened, and I'm the only one that even knew about it. Well, I don't know. Like, I knew. The weird thing is that I think afterwards I was hoping like, you know, maybe something like this will happen again. Like, I know I was like, I forgot the guy's name. Elvis the Alien. Like, you recall him?
The name sounds familiar again.
Like, I don't know if he's controversial or not. I just recall he made these one videos where it's like blank ruined. You know, like he look up like Pokemon specifically, and you know people would just send him like the worst of it.
Oh God.
Yeah, and I was hoping he would go off a topic that, you know, potentially I'll probably appear in. Like, I know Metal Forever appeared in like one of their videos. Don't know if they liked it, but I just knew that if they could appear in it, I could. But I think they, I don't know. I just liked that. Like, I don't know. Just to appear on a content creator that I semi-like at the time, I wouldn't mind. Like, why not? It's funny.
I think that is an incredibly good mentality to go into it with. That's incredibly good.
Like, honestly,
I had a situation like that happen as well, like a year ago. Just for whatever reason, I don't know what prompted it. I don't know what caused it, but somebody took like it's a bad drawing. I did a bad job with it. I was like testing out a new tablet, and I drew like a picture of Toriel, and it's bad. If I could, I would contact the person and be like, please use one of my better pieces where I'm using more familiar equipment. But regardless, it was like a SoundCloud mashup, and for some reason my fucking Goat Mom Vor art was being used as the thumbnail.
Oh my
and
God.
I was like scrolling. Somebody alerted me to this, and I was just scrolling through the comments, and it's like half people who are like, "Fuck this guy, fuck the monster who made this," and the other people who are like, "Haha, isn't it funny that I'm kind of that I'm kind of turned on by this?" I still have it saved. It's probably the rudest comment that I've ever indirectly gotten, and it's just some dude who said, "I really don't like Hookaloof's art, to be honest. It's just disgusting."
Huh. Like, that's pretty weird. Like, I don't know. I don't really agree to that. Like, I don't know. I don't think so. Like, both of our, like, from what I don't know, both our arts is pretty, I don't know, pretty tame compared to like a lot of artists.
For real. But for some people, that's the end, and I guess for them, definitely don't go any deeper on the internet because it gets way worse.
Yeah, true. I gotta at least say this. Solar Saiyans, I do respect now. They've since made like a lot better videos and are doing a lot more better like analysis, and they really grew as a person. Like, honestly, I would like to reach out and ask them about like, hey, I'm like that person that you kind of like what's the word? You know, ah, just simply like threw a rag at or something. Like like I don't know. I just want to like at least like see about like how's it been, and just like cool that this happened. Anyway, see ya. I don't know.
I don't think there's necessarily any harm in that.
I don't know. It's just funny that. But I want to say, since you mentioned like the thumbnails thing, I feel like YouTube has like that. Like, I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of people who does that. Uploading like pictures without like, it's just pictures in a video for some reason, like a category of like, but it has our name on it.
I've seen some stuff that sort of is approximating that, but the content that I tend to consume on YouTube is sort of in the different vein.
Yeah, like YouTube is. I don't know. I used to watch a lot of YouTube when I was younger, mainly for like gameplay or whatever. But now it's like,
oh yeah,
I guess I just only watch YouTube for like, how long is this gonna be? I'll listen to this while drawing. Like, I know
that's fair.
I know I do that a lot with like Red Letter Media, but I think I kind of gained a habit where, oh no, I don't know if I want to enjoy the content or draw. I want to enjoy the content, but I want to draw. So that's like a bit of a issue with me and Red Letter Media, where I still love them, but I kind of gained that weird knack in my head where it's just like, should you though? Like, you already watched this episode like 5 times.
I've done the exact same thing.
Yes.
Specifically with Red Letter Media as well.
Dang. Like, I don't know.
I like them.
Yeah. I just gotta like find
it's good background noise.
Definitely. But I gotta find like more content creators. Like, I will say this. It is becoming more, people are starting to make their content more like background noise, just so, people will watch them on the side, put them on no matter what. Like, it's fine, but a bit of me is like, I kind of want to watch them for entertainment's sake. I don't really want to just like watch, well, not even watch it, just listen to them. Like, this is not a podcast. Like, right now, I just want to like actually be entertained. Entertain me.
I get that.
Like, that's a line I heard from something. I don't recall.
Entertain me. That's good.
I think it's from a song. But then again, I think I also saw it in a movie, which didn't make sense. Oh, wait, I think it was Pan.
Pecan?
Pan.
Pan.
Yeah,
Okay.
You ever heard of Pan? Like, it's like a movie based on, Peter Pan, but, it's like an origin movie. I think it came out in 2015.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
I think I know the song. Teenage Spirit.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
I don't... you seen it?
I have not seen the movie, but I do remember the movie, but I think I know the song.
Well, do you not think, like, how the fuck can they fit in Teenage Spirit and Peter Pan?
With movie soundtracks, I almost never know what the correlation connection is.
Well, I don't know. I think I'm planning to watch that soon in like another server, mainly because my birthday's coming up, so I'm finally gonna.
Happy almost birthday!
It's only a week away.
Golly.
But I'm hoping to like put that up. I think. I don't know. I think I should put that up as like a potential movie to watch, because I recall watching that movie in theaters and like being so daunted to like, what is this? I thought this would be a lot better looking at the posters.
Oh, you had the opposite reaction of what I thought you were going for. Is it not good?
I gotta like do a bit of like background to this. So a year before Pan came out, the Lego movie came out, and I saw that movie and I loved it. I loved the Lego movie. Like, essentially, that was...
It's very good.
Yeah. It was the movie that convinced me that I want to be a filmmaker. And so, like, after that, I was, like, convinced that Warner Brothers can do no wrong. For some reason. Like, I barely watch any other Warner Brothers movie, but I was just thinking, yes, Warner Brothers, whatever movie you'll make, I'll watch it. And that was a mistake. Like in 2015, let me think. What exactly happened in 2015? They announced a Minecraft movie for some reason. Still hasn't been made.
Did that happen?
No, they still haven't made it. I can say that. I'm still waiting on that. 6 or 7 years in development, I'll say. It's similar to the FNAF movie.
Better be good.
Yeah. It's similar to the FNAF movie, and that's like, man, I'm really looking down on that.
Not excited.
Well, at this point, that series has gone down a fucking downward spiral. Both like the creator, the fucking games, and this movie. Like literally days before, I was thinking, oh, they'll announce something. They'll announce like maybe like some production actors or whatever. They just announced that the director like dropped off again.
Oh, jeez.
Like, at this point, I don't really. I'm not convinced that FNAF is worthy of being continued. Like, I don't really care anymore. Like, yeah, some characters look good, but do I have to? I don't even want to draw some of them. Like, the funny thing is that I fucking drew Vanny. Like I think I was the first person to draw Vanny. I think.
Okay.
Like I was thinking, hope they do something grand with her. Like there seemed like a lot of good implications with her character, and then the game came out and she's like barely in it.
Oh.
I don't know. Like I didn't bother with her as sense, and I don't know. I would like to come back to her in some way, but I don't want to. It's like it kind of it reminds me a bit of Overwatch. Like how can I say? Like you could tell they designed the hell out of the characters, but you know that they don't care at all with their characterizations or storylines or whatever. They're just empty slates, no matter what. And you kind of just think, there are better characters out there that I should be drawing than these empty slates.
Yeah?
Like, at this point, I kind of gravitate towards characters that has potential. Like, if I get to work with them, then I'm going to draw with them. That's how I usually go on with a lot of characters. Obscure or not, that's what I prefer.
Hell yeah, dude. I fully support that. You should absolutely chase your bliss in that regard.
But back to Pan.
Yeah.
I like to derail things easily. Sorry.
That's all good. You're talking about interesting stuff. I'm sure folks will enjoy listening. And if they don't, well,
I guess
screw them.
Oof.
I like it.
Oof. But with Pan, oh god. So in that same year, oh boy. I was I finally got around to see Pan, but I noticed that ratings are very low. Huh. Okay, that's concerning. And I think I'm not sure if I watched it before or after, but I recall the movie Tarzan. Like for some reason, Warner Brothers made a Tarzan movie.
Okay.
Actually, I should mention. Weirdly enough, at the time, Warner Brothers was doing this thing where, I think they were doing this thing where. Oh look, Disney's doing a bunch of remakes of their old movies. Hey, a lot of those old movies are actually public domain. What if we try to, quote-unquote, remake those movies? But not really, because they're public domain.
Yeah.
It's legit, literally, that's kind of what they were doing. They made a Peter Pan, they did Tarzan, they technically did Jungle Book.
Okay.
I noticed that pattern right away after watching those movies. And literally, I think they themselves caught themselves and just okay, this is not working anymore. Let's just give fucking that Jungle Book remake that we were making to Netflix. And, Netflix got it. They renamed it to Mowgli. Oh, well.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah. I think that... Oh, wait. There's another one. There's another one that I, for some reason, watch in theaters, but I fucking hate. But it's, weird. It's, King Arthur.
Okay. Was this a recent one?
It was a couple years back, but it's a very weird movie. But I don't know. I will give it credit that at least they probably give creative freedom to the directors. But Jesus Christ, it was such a weird mess, each one of them. So back to Pan.
Yeah.
So with Pan, it's Like at first, it seems like it's gonna be like a serious, like it's gonna go a bit serious with some creative elements, but then it kind of go for a weird whimsical take once Pan is like taken by the pirates. And for some reason, when they enter the pirates' world, or Neverland, you know, once they enter a cave and go to the other side to see like a bunch of like kid slaves or whatever, for some reason they're all chanting "Kid Spirit," "Teen Spirit." Like,
Okay.
I don't recall how it goes though.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I looked up just out of curiosity. I looked up some of this, and I have never seen a more bizarre take on Captain Hook. At least I'm guessing
How can I say? Essentially, he's like Han Solo.
Okay.
He's handsome, and for some reason, I don't know. There's times where I was thinking, yeah, that's Han Solo. He's just a good guy in the movie. Because the actual
Bizarre.
bad guy in the movie is like Blackbeard, played by Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Also, they whitewashed the Indian princess, I think.
Weird. It all seems so strange.
I think one of the strangest bits that I saw in the movie when was like, essentially the pirates came to like the was it Indian village, you know, where essentially like, you know, of course they're gonna be like either they're gonna capture them or they're gonna like kill them on sight, you know, the residents of the village, but for some reason they made it where, you know, once they shoot one of them or, you know, shoot everybody, they just blow up into like a fucking firework. Like confetti, actually. No, they turn up into fucking confetti and glitter. Like,
What a bizarre decision.
it's made worse when like you know the princess, you know, like, you know, what's her, is she a princess, or I think she was the daughter of the, I don't recall the movie still, but essentially, you know, the father's like, I'm not gonna tell you where they are, and he gets shot and it's just like fireworks and whatever, and it's just like, are we taking this serious or no? What's happening?
I feel like I have to watch this movie now. I want to see.
Like,
I want to see someone get shot and explode in confetti.
Like if we get to watch it, why not? I just still can't believe I saw that. But either way, I watched it and it's like, wow, really? Huh.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I guess it's also
That's strange.
yeah. But I think it's also made worse for me because the movie was essentially the stupid "give it a special one, Peter," which is like literally the opposite of what the Lego movie was like, you know, making fun of. Which is like made me just like, how do you fuck this up?
I think a lot of movie sequels in particular sort of get that wrong. Like I remember the Hobbit movies, like the epic trilogy. I read the book not too long ago just because I heard the movie was coming out and that book is like 80 pages long. And it's like 80 pages of, man, this adventure sucks. It sure does suck to have to walk everywhere, and it's much nicer to stay at home where all your friends and family are.
Man.
And then the movie is like constant epic adventure set pieces and exciting dramatic music.
Dang. Who, like,
I only ever watched the first one of that trilogy.
would have been funny if they made like a Hobbit game and it's just a walking simulator.
I think that would probably be a really good idea for somebody that's not like a big studio to do.
Why not? If the rights get sold off or is in public domain, which likely not, it's not going to be with that. Is it Amazon? I think Amazon's making it. That Lord of the Rings show.
Oh God, are they really?
At this point, I really want a lot of things to be public domain. Like at least Winnie the Pooh is, but it's gonna take way longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Pan is a mess.
I definitely have to watch this flick now because that sounds hilarious.
Indeed. But yeah. Now where were we? Because I think we lost track even more.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I personally really appreciated that the path that went down. I feel like I've learned a lot more about cinema in general.
I'm very into cinema. Like, I don't know. I try to like make myself like current, I guess. Like I try to like look into like news or whatever just so I know what's gonna happen and also like what's gonna be in the future. Like I remember like showing like my friends like these specific like these things in the past, and just like, oh hey, I'm interested in this, can't wait for it, and they're like, yeah, sure, can't wait. And then the fucking thing comes around like a trailer, and they're like, hey me, have you seen this? It's like, have you heard about it? It's like, I told you about this like months ago. Like,
you're ahead of the curve. You're ahead of the times.
somewhat. Like, I was like the first, like I was the one that was looking into like the bad guys. Like, I didn't know about the Vor thing, but I at least knew about the source material, and I was like telling my friend about it, and they were like, it seems cool. Don't really see how this could be a movie. And then they saw the movie and had Vor.
Yeah, and then everybody loved it.
Yes, and I was just there thinking, huh, this feels weird.
Yeah. The Vor scene from that aside, I think that
there's a lot of
general look of that movie is really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Vor in it, apparently.
No, and like in the books, and already in like some adverts.
That's right. I do remember somebody posted some pages from those books. And I was like, damn, this is wow.
Indeed, like, I don't know, it's gonna be major once that movie's out. Like, I hope to see that with my BF, but who knows?
Fingers crossed.
But okay.
Yeah.
I guess like one little thing I kind of want to at least mention, because I kind of mentioned it before, which is like the public domain thing. Is I really hope for Harry Potter to become public domain, because that feels like a series that should be public domain, but for some reason isn't. But we all know why.
Doesn't public domain happen after like a set amount of time?
Yes, but I don't know. I feel like that's like a series that feels like perfect for public domain, even if the author's still around. It's just a case that I don't know. I feel like it would work better if public domain. Like,
I certainly would appreciate the stuff that I think some of the fans could come up with a little bit better than some of the
of course,
current stuff.
Yeah, well, fucking.
Did you see the Fantastic Beast movie?
I saw the first one. I didn't bother with the second one, and hearing about it, it's like, oh my god, I can't, like, what the hell? Like, I honestly went on that first movie thinking, oh, I can't wait to relive that childhood I saw from the the two first movies I saw back then. And then I saw it, I was like, oh, this is boring.
You didn't like it?
It was just like, it's just inconsistent, and plus the color palettes was all over the place. Like, I like looking into the director. He was oh fuck. I guess I got to go through another tirade again.
All right, come on.
Because the director, he did I think the last two Harry Potter movies, but he also did for some reason that Tarzan movie.
Oh jeez.
And that
there's a through line.
Yes, but that like the Tarzan movie, it looks fucking like, I don't know what is up with that guy, but I feel like that guy could accidentally make a movie black and white for some reason.
Accidentally?
Like, literally.
Okay.
Like for some reason Tarzan is mostly fucking blue, and there's other times where it's mostly yellow. And it's like, the only good thing out of that movie is that Sam Jackson's there for some reason.
Okay.
He's just accompanying Tarzan. I think the funny thing is that, actually two things to be exact. One thing is, like, I only recall this one scene in like, where essentially Sam Jackson points out, like, they're in a train, they're like trying to like interrogate somebody, and they said, "Hey, you with the big ears," and it just cuts to this one guy where his ears are just like onto the side. It's not even big. It's just very prominent.
Okay.
I don't know. I just thought that was like, funny, but weird. I guess it's just only Sam Jackson putting that out. But
Jeez.
I think, but for the one thing that I do want to acknowledge that I find very weird, thinking about it now, is essentially the bad guy. I don't recall him, but essentially he's a Christian guy. He owns slaves or whatever. He kidnapped Jane or something, but in the end he essentially dies in a boat accident or whatever. And it's like, okay, that's fine. I don't care about him, but okay. Then one day, but then I think a year or two later, I was looking through a history book, and then I saw this one bit where essentially I was looking through slavery or whatever, or the usual thing, and it mentions about like this one slave owner who somehow died in this boat accident. I was like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. And then I realized,
was the Tarzan remake based on a true story?
Maybe. But it was like
weird.
I don't know. It's just, I just saw that. I was like, why did they do that? I don't want Tarzan to be in real life. This is I don't want to think about Tarzan in like Tarzan.
The implications of that are grim.
It's just Tarzan murdered this guy, and it's like, okay,
Jesus.
At least he had slaves, so I at least I don't have to be sympathetic. But still,
Yeah.
I don't like the idea that Tarzan's probably real and he's probably doing this to people.
I think that's the thing that they should do next is they should have a Tarzan short film where it's presented like the Tarzan story, except then instead of like slowly coming to understand that he's a human, he just like tears. Do you remember the like news story about the lady whose pet chimp ripped her face off?
Oh God.
I just want, like, don't show it because that would be gruesome, but just like have like a Tarzan short film where that happens and that's the end.
He was the reason why
I want
the
that
monkey ripped her face off.
Because of the Tarzan influence.
Maybe how about a Coco thing? Tarzan teaches Coco.
I would actually love that. Tarzan teaches Coco sign language.
I don't know, like I understand why Tarzan's is I don't know. That movie is still very weird to me, but it's just a case that I don't know. Like it's just a stupid like remake based on a property that I guess somebody owns. Like Disney didn't own the rights. They just asked for permission when they made their movie, and Warner Brothers is just like, yeah, we'll take the opportunity. We'll just make it gritty dark, like everything else we were doing with DC at the time.
Yeah. I looked at some of the screenshots, and boy howdy, you are right. It is a very blue movie.
And the times where they're yellow, it's just like weird. Like I don't know.
Very strange.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing like a new adaptation of Tarzan, but I feel like that's just gonna get overwhelming. Like
I'll always be thinking of the Phil Collins scored Disney one whenever I think of Tarzan.
Oh wait, I was thinking like another movie with Phil Collins for some reason. Was he in a lot?
Which one?
I know he was in Brother Bear, but wasn't there another one?
Oh my God, you're right. I forgot about that.
I feel like he was in another one, but I don't think so.
Do remember Brother Bear?
I don't know. Like the only thing I can say is that he's kind of similar to like Randy Newman, where he kind of just says like emotions, openly, but instead of like, expressing like yeah, I know this is like you're doing this because you want to like make the song to play in like records and any other station, out of context, like musicals are trying to do nowadays, which is like terrible.
You don't like that?
It's just like too generic. I want to like have a musical where there's context to it. I don't want to hear like a musical where they don't even bother saying the character's name.
Did you like Hamilton?
It's good. But I have like a lot like other musicals that I love more. I for some reason like Groundhog Day, and one what do you call the other one? Call from Away.
I did not know that there was a Groundhog Day musical.
Yeah, it's done by what's his name? Timmy Mitchell. Like it's a guy.
Really?
Yeah, he's like
he does. He's like a comedy guy.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
He actually did Matilda the musical.
Really?
Yeah. Like I really love his style, and I honestly would like to hear more from him. I think he recently had a movie, did a movie musical recently on Netflix. I think I'm not sure. But there's another one named Come From Away, which is based around 9/11.
Okay.
It's a lot better in the musical. Like essentially, it's like after 9/11, like all the planes had to go down to a certain location just to rest because we cannot have the planes in the sky, and so a lot of people who were more riled up and worried that wait, what happened? After the incident, they're just like at a town hanging with each other. After the incident, and it's actually more like say, how people can at least be found together, even like after an incident like that. It's actually a very nice, cute musical.
Okay.
All that
Sounds good.
All done in Canada. I
had no idea.
I just remember a fucking line from Pan again. Yeah, damn it.
What's the line?
Essentially, when Pan was taken to Neverland and they're singing like Teenage Spirit. For some reason, it just zooms into like Pan's face, and it's like, "Is this Canada?"
I hope the delivery of that line is exactly the way you said it.
You can look it up,
if
maybe.
it is, this is the best movie ever.
Like,
oh my god, I have to watch this now. That's so good.
Ye-
That's so bad, but it's so good.
ye- um, but yeah, like on musicals again. Another musical I really love is Hades Town.
Yes, I have had many people tell me to watch that or / listen to that, and I still have not.
I'll be honest, like that's a musical that I like. If I were to like get into Hollywood, I would hope get my chance to adapt that like in my own way. Because I feel there's so much potential in that. I just love it so much. I don't know.
Well, hell yeah.
Like I don't know.
If you ever make it big, I hope that you do, because I would love to see your vision for that.
Like who knows? Who knows? It's just I don't know. I just love it. Oh, and also there's a song where this is literally about a character talking about how they're hungry and whatever.
Yeah, you got the good songs.
Yeah, but luckily I haven't drawn anything out of that, so I'm not bothering with that. I don't know. I really love musicals in general, and I would like to see more eventually, but it's gonna take a while, especially what happened. But
Yeah.
But back to your questions.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like we've covered a lot of the questions that I have, just sort of in general. Like one of the things that I have written down on this little question sheet is like biggest influences in media, and we've covered a lot of movies and a lot of musicals and shows and things of that nature. So I think that is fully answered.
I guess so.
Let me go ahead and ask an unrelated one.
Okay.
Is if you have what would you say, outside of media inspiration, what would you say is an in fandom inspiration? Who's an artist online? It doesn't have to be like furry fandom or whatever, but like who's an online artist that inspires you?
Is it or is it just anybody?
Either or, both, neither, just in general.
That's gonna be hard. I guess, well, since I'm like, I don't think I've delved into it, but I am a big I was so into like television when I was younger, and so I watch a lot of shows, and I just kind of just struck with that. I just love cartoons, and I just love wanting to draw them. And really, there's a lot of influence from those alone. I know Genndy Tartakovsky is one that I would love. Like I just love his style and how essentially he kind of just went through he started out not knowing how to draw, but once he realized that, oh really, I can just draw shapes and make it easier to draw, his art just immediately improved sporadically, and he just stick with that ever since.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan as well.
Yeah.
He's got good stuff.
Yeah. I think it helps that I watch not Hanna-Barbera. What do you call that channel? Boomerang?
Yeah, Boomerang.
Yeah, although I missed my chance of the 90s, far 90s, early 90s, I mean, at least I had my chance, to relive that somewhat through Boomerang with a lot of shows. One show specifically I really love is Teen Titans, the original, I mean.
Yeah, the classic.
To think, I used to thought that was an anime, but turns out it's not.
It's got that same sort of style.
Yeah.
It's easy to confuse.
Indeed, but I really love that show.
Yeah.
I know all the I recall trying to get a lick of it, hoping that will come back, of course. And
Yeah.
DC Nation came around. They had the Chibi Teen Titans. No, the Chibi shorts of Teen Titans. And I was hopeful that something more will come out of that. But then Teen Titans Go came out, and I was very disappointed. But ever since, I've grew to like them.
That's fair.
I don't know. I've come to be less of a hater, I'll say. There's still things I could be spiteful and a bit more groany, I guess, about certain things. At this point, what's the point of caring for FNAF? It's
Yeah.
ugh. or just spiteful, like this new thing is becoming popular. I'm not bothering with it. Like so many trends is
It's
like
Yeah. It's hard to keep up with trends like that, especially when your own life gets more busy. I think it's a lot easier when you're a kid and all you really have to do is worry about school.
indeed.
And even when you're an adult and still worrying about school, there's like all the other
like
all the other stuff that you have to worry.
college, like it's slightly easier with like having some online classes, especially because of COVID, but it's still a handful. Like, who knows? Like, I'm generally back in my new semester. It's just that my actual class is not starting till Friday. So, okay.
Yeah, and you got that holding pattern period.
Holding pattern?
Just like sort of waiting for the inevitable shoe to drop there.
Yeah. Like I was kind of having that feeling with this podcast actually.
Oh golly, I'm sorry. I hope that I didn't. I hope that I didn't.
I'm
cause
easily
you to feel nervous.
I'm an easily stressful person, but I easily open up over time. Just depends on like.
Personally, I think this has been a very good episode.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you came on.
Yay. But influence, or was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to Gandhi. I really love his work over time, and
Did you like Hotel Transylvania?
Yeah. Well, not the first movie, but I did came to.
Really?
It's a mixed bag for me. Like, I guess it's just the humor that I'm not a fan of. I love the style, and I love how uniquely what do you call it? Like how he like essentially it's known that during the production of that movie, it was going through like multiple people trying to make it right. Originally a Twilight ripoff, but over time trying to like make it its own thing. And Gandhi was like the last person that they finally brought in, and he was just brought in because he I think he was dropped off from Symbiotic Titan, and he was like, well, I got no other job to work on, so I guess this project I'll do. And he tried to like improve certain elements from that script, and I think it was at least a lot better with him involved, and it became its own character and its own thing. It's just a case that because of like what's their names, Adam Sandler and his friends, it just got that weird kick to it.
Yeah.
But it's a very much a lovely, I don't know. It's like one of those projects that you like because it's like the closest thing to 2D animation. Like, yeah, especially for like how they were able to morph these characters to look so buoyant, like so flexible, so like I wouldn't say like it's like one of the few times where they move like you could see that they're not like it doesn't look uncomfortable. It looks so fluid that it's just so enamoring.
Oh yeah, it's like works of art. Every frame is a painting in that.
Definitely. If I were to at least rank the movies, I'll say the third one's my favorite. The fourth one that came out recently is my second favorite, and the first movie is my third favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, like I feel like the third movie is my favorite mainly because you could tell Gandhi had a lot of control over that one. Like, at that point, Adam was, like, tired. He was like, I'm too old. I'm stuck in... yeah. And you could tell that Gandhi was like, I know you're old. I'm gonna fucking not have you talk as much in this one, for heaven's sake. Like, there's so many sequences in that movie where he's, like, not talking. It's just Gandhi, like, having fun animating the character itself without them talking at all. Like... like that one meme where it's just, Drac just, like, putting on an outfit and just walking down the aisle.
Yeah!
Like, that's just...
I remember that.
Yeah, like...
That's the only thing from that movie I've seen, and it's great. It's so well done.
Yeah. And, like, that's, like, a scene where you could tell, Gandhi was just, like... he just put, like, tape over Adam's mouth, and it's like, I'm gonna animate this, and you're not gonna say a lick of here.
you're gonna keep your mouth shut, and I'm gonna let Dracula do a cool dance down this boardwalk.
Like, legit, there's so many points in that feels like that's literally the point. Like, literally there's a point where they're all underwater, and you could tell that Gandhi did that because he didn't want anybody to talk there. None of you are gonna talk. I don't care. Kevin, what's his name?
Kevin Smith, Kevin James.
There you go, Kevin James. I'm not like
one of the Hollywood Kevins.
Yes. Kevin Corden. Is that his name? I don't know.
Bazooka Chin Kevin.
I don't know. He's the one that plays Peter Rabbit.
Really?
I don't know. I never I don't know. Those movies those make me a bit frustrated because I remember watching a clip of that and it's just like they're trying to be like clever but not really. Literally, essentially within the dialogue, Peter Peter's like someone one of Peter's siblings is like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're not supposed to do that." And I think Peter just says, "It's part of my character arc." Like that's
very, very clever. You've broken the fourth wall. No one's ever done that before.
yes. And they just I don't know, there's bits where I do think it works, but other times it's like, okay, you're just doing this because you just really have nothing else to do. Like this same guy also did like the Annie musical, like the one with like
The new one.
I forgot that actor. Like didn't he also like that new one, yeah. But it was that guy that was in Spider-Man, no?
I think so. I cannot say that I've seen the new Annie.
I haven't either, but I just know that for some reason, every song, for some reason, somebody has to just come in and say, "Why is people singing?"
Oh, in every song.
I just don't like. Why? What's the point? Just like at this point, I want a musical where they don't even acknowledge they're singing. Like if you're gonna acknowledge somebody singing, make that a plot. I want to like make a horror movie where it's just people singing and they're just like confounded. Like, why are we singing?
Oh, that actually does exist.
What? Really?
It's not a horror movie, but it's independent musicals. I think the production company is called Star Kid. They did like a Harry Potter musical.
Oh, the guy that don't
go
like
ahead and look
musicals?
up.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I thought that was just gonna be like like I don't know. I guess I didn't thought of it that way. Actually, that would make sense. I will probably look into that. I've seen their.
I hope I didn't spoil too much of it, but that is
like
that is part of that plot.
How in the world is that spoilers? It's like
I don't know.
Like I know, like there's that Jafar musical that they also made. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
Wicked? No, Twisted.
Yeah, Twisted's great.
Yeah, I love that one. What was? I forgot what we leaped off of. Musical horror.
Influences in media. Yeah.
Oh, right. Peter Rabbit. There's another joke in that where it's just like, I forgot what it was. Huh. I actually did forgot. I don't know. All I can say is that like, I think like the guy has potential. The director, I mean, but please don't be so like, smarmy or smug about like being, clever like that, because you aren't. Anybody could do a fourth wall joke now.
Yeah, that happened to I haven't seen it for myself, but I've heard that this happened with the new what's it called? The new Matrix movie.
Oh, like I heard mixed feelings about that one.
Yeah, I've heard that it's really, if you like the sort of meta commentary about the Matrix as a franchise and all that stuff, then it's definitely for you. Maybe. And I feel incredibly bad for, I think it's Lana Wachowski. She got basically sort of strong-armed back in. Like they were gonna make the movie with or without her, and so she basically had to.
Lily said that in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. Like I don't know. Like I think that's a situation where I feel like the person behind it was like willing to destroy the franchise even just for the hell of it. Like I'm in here, I'm gonna ruin this shipwreck. No, I'm gonna make this a shipwreck. I mean.
Yeah, you want a movie? I'll give you a movie.
Yes, and Warner Bros. Was just so oblivious.
I guess it worked. I guess they just need content for streaming services, so it doesn't matter if you make fun of them to their face.
Indeed, but then again, Warner is like, it's a mess. Like from DC movies alone, they're a mess. Like
the only one of those that I've seen is Shazam, and I really liked Shazam, but I've heard that one's kind of an outlier.
Honestly, Shazam is like probably the better movie out of that, along with what is that one? Suicide Squad, the newer one.
Okay.
By James.
Because I have definitely heard mixed things about the older one.
Yeah.
And I've also heard mixed things about the newer one, but I've universally people seem to prefer it.
How in the world? Well, I don't know. You can tell that's somebody's clear vision, and I love that.
Oh yeah. Even if it's not for me, it's nice to see that, when folks are able to make their dreams come true instead of let their dreams fizzle.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Now I'm trying to recollect. Wait, I think that's it.
Well, I think that we have definitely covered a wide range of interesting topics, and I personally have gotten a lot greater of a view of sort of the content creator and person that you are. And I also have some new movies and musicals that I desperately need to check out now.
Nice.
I gotta finally listen to Hadestown, and I have to listen to the Smells Like Teen Spirit Peter Pan movie, because that sounds like an absolute fever dream that I must experience firsthand.
Same. Well, I actually, honestly, I just gotta rewatch that, really.
Yeah. Outside, if I had gone to see that in the theater, I probably would be pissed. But hearing about it sat in my computer chair recording a podcast, I think it sounds like maybe the best movie ever.
I don't know. Like, if I were like, I guess the only thing I could say is like maybe we could just look into like, I don't know, like I would like to at least mention the weird coincidences whenever I make something.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. If you got something to mention with coincidences, feel free.
Well, I guess it's this is mostly pointed out by my BF essentially, but essentially, it's like I don't know, essentially just some pieces where for some reason like something had happened at the same time, and it's so weirdly like, on like it's like very convenient to what I drew.
Okay.
Like, let me at least recollect what they were. I know, like for instance, the Sandy one. Like when I first drew Sandy, essentially. Like, it didn't seem nothing much. People liked her, of course. But then a week later, I forgot his name. I think it was Nick Tendo. He made a video about the SpongeBob, scrapped art. And he posted, like, you know, like a concept of, like, what Sandy originally looked like. Essentially, she was, like, wearing a... What was it? You know, like this, like that one outfit, like an outfit from, like, the Marvel series. And that actually went trending, like, afterwards. And then suddenly people were, like, drawing Sandy left to right.
Oh, jeez.
And then, like,
You're a trendsetter, accidentally.
I guess so. But the thing is, that kind of, like, I don't know, like, kind of happens every once in a while. And it's kind of weirdly convenient. For instance,
Okay.
like, here's another one where it was more of me not realizing the time. Which is, you know, I was making an Invader Zim-related piece, essentially. It was only based on, like... a scrap character from the series, like essentially like one of the tallest. I forgot her name though. Miku.
Yeah,
I think it was Miku. Along with like that one character that Zim has a rival with.
Yeah, Tack.
Yeah. I will say that. I think they're all the same size. No. Like I think the tallest is only like tall, maybe because they're in like robot suits. No.
I think so. Maybe. I have not seen enough Invader Zim.
All I can say is I made like metal fat.
Okay.
I don't know, but but I made that. I made like two parts essentially. The first part came out, and literally when I was about to post the second part, suddenly it's like, oh hey, it's the 20th anniversary of Invader Zim. What?
Oh jeez.
Well, this is a weird way to celebrate it. I literally just posted like the second part, and it was literally just Zim got to digest it.
That's serendipity in the universe right there.
And that's pretty weird enough.
That's so strange that this keeps happening to you, that these events, that all this shit pops off.
Yeah. I am surprised, but it's funny.
It is definitely funny.
Indeed. Oh well. Yeah, at least. Oh well. Hopefully, like all I can say is that if I draw like a very obscure character and suddenly, oh, that character's gonna come back in something, it's like, what else should I draw?
I do remember one of the things that you drew that I was a big fan of, and I did not expect to ever see anyone draw, is you did a piece of from that pilot about like the Chicken Little Detective Agency. I don't even remember what the name was.
I forgot what his name. Fairy Tale. No. F-Tail.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I was shocked to see anyone had done anything from that.
Yeah.
From that concept. I was delighted, but
yeah,
it was just like, wow. So my money is whoever out there is looking to create new IPs based off the AfraArt
do it.
Accidental popularity.
Imagine like some executive is looking like, oh look, FR's trending. F-Tail me. And like, all right, guess we're gonna bring the series back. Oh yeah.
Yeah, everyone. all 12 listeners to my podcast, you know who you are. Go out there and with all your power, get F-Tail trending, please.
Yes, the 12 plus
that
2.
idea a lot. 12 plus 2.
Yes, that's from me.
Yay!
Yay.
I'm so glad that you enjoy, and this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been a blast, and I feel like I have learned a lot about you as an artist and a lot about cool things that I need to now watch or listen to.
Indeed, I think so. Yeah.
Before we wrap up, is there any shout outs that you'd like to make, or any dedications or big plans that you've got coming up for this year that you'd like to talk about?
I hope to do more animation.
Oh, fantastic.
Like, I already have, like, 2 animation somewhat, like, animatics, actually, of Ballin from Ballin's Wonderland.
Huh? Oh, my God.
Like, I'll probably send to you.
Finally, something doing something good with Wonderworld.
Damn.
Sorry.
Oh, well.
That was a game I was so excited about because it looked like a new Knights game, and then I saw what it looked like, and I got so disappointed and sad.
Like, I'm just looking through, like, what I at least had saved on my computer. Actually, maybe some of them should be a surprise still.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we will save the surprises for later. But that is so cool. I'm glad that you're doing more animation stuff. I think everyone should. Animation is fun and difficult.
Indeed. But
yeah,
I guess only a shout out I'll say is to my BF Joshi.
Yeah.
Hey, you know them?
The name sounds familiar, but I might be thinking of someone else.
Who knows? But you know, they're my current BF.
Very nice.
Hey.
Well, this one's for you, Joshi. And if you're not the person I'm thinking of, then shout out to that person as well. I don't know if you'll listen to this.
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? All right. Anyway, this has been Subject Hi. That's the name of the show. I was blanking on my own show name for a second.
Dang.
The only podcast on the internet with the guests who do. And I hope you have a great day.
Boy.